Hey, today we're covering Helldivers 2 news. We failed the latest major order, but we have a new one that I'll go over. Plus, the QA lead responded to a diver about patch size, talks a little bit about buffs, and we have word that Arrowhead will share details on what they can share next about the upcoming patch. There's so much more I'll be covering. If you find this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you haven't already. Starting off, we failed the latest major order somehow. I honestly thought we were going to win this one a day or so ago. However, the tides have changed and we managed to fail it. Now, not all is lost because we've activated the repulsive field generator regardless, and in doing so, the Illuminate have suddenly disappeared off the galactic map. The major order briefing gives us word on what exactly went on. If you're nowhere near your console or PC, then here's what High Command wrote. Dauntless efforts by the Helldivers fell short of mission targets, but the righteousness of our cause has yielded an unequivocal victory nevertheless. Though construction of the repulsive gravity field generator did not meet all design metrics, the bold action was taken to activate the device in its mostly completed state. Center of Science confirmed the Meridian wormhole has slowed to a halt. Furthermore, all Illuminate incursions have abruptly ended, and the enemy has disappeared. The victory of managed democracy is undeniable. The repulsive gravity field generator also suffered what some have called a catastrophic implosion. The staff members lost in the implosion will be remembered as heroes, and the resulting crater will be converted into a heartfelt, stirring memorial. Search and scanning efforts are underway to locate any remaining Illuminate and eradicate them once more. For now, citizens of Nublaria and all other in the wormhole's path can breathe a sigh of relief. They are safe thanks to the Helldivers. This right here, it's strange that the Illuminate have vanished from the galactic map. Once the singularity began to slow to a halt, no clear explanation emerged about what's happening or has one. We know we stopped the Squid's plan to destroy Super Earth and the last few planets on the galactic map here near it, as you can see, but are they planning to bring their entire faction into play for their next attack? Maybe so. Nevertheless, it's wild to think that the repulsive gravity field generator we built wiped out the entire team working on it. Anyway, the good news is we have a brand new major order that sheds light on the current situation. The Illuminate seem to have vanished because High Command believes the Illuminate are in fear of a second total annihilation. As you all know, during the previous galactic war, they were sent to another part of the galaxy and remained there until we unfortunately opened a gateway, aka the singularity, for them to pass through. So, we need to keep the following planets safe: Mastia, Claurel, Secundus, Finner, and Turin for 5 days. After that, whatever happens, happens, I guess. High Command has explained this in the major order briefing, stating, "The Meridian singularity has come to a halt. The Illuminate have disappeared completely. Ministry of Defense analysis have concluded this is likely explained by too few remaining to present a significant threat. The enemy is likely attempting to evade detecting in order to survive a second total annihilation. They will be found and destroyed." However, though one enemy is all but annihilated, the Terminates and automatons remain significant threats. In the Illuminate's final hour, they dealt significant damage to the defense of multiple strategic sites across both battlefronts, granting the opportunity for our foes to capture formerly well-defended territory. The Helldivers are called to the defense of these planets as our enemies surge to invade them. Helldivers are advised to expect increased enemy resistance, especially from specialized units. Yep, you heard that right. Enemy resistance, whether from the automatons or the Terminids, will increase. I've got to say, this will make things tough for us in the end. I just wonder if this increased resistance will lead us to fail another major order. And if so, will that make it easier for the Illuminate to attack us again? I'm not sure how you all feel about this, but this situation to me looks grim. I doubt the Illuminate retreated out of fear of a second total annihilation. I've got to say, I've got a hunch that we perhaps have gave them motivation to devise an entirely new plan, one that might involve their whole faction. They could even be planning to reclaim the singularity since it's still on the map, so I don't think we can rest easy knowing that. Next up, we've got news about the upcoming patch. There are some details about the Plas 39 accelerator. Many divers have commented in the past about wanting this weapon to receive a buff, and it looks like that's happening in the next patch. A diver on the official Helldivers Discord asked if we're getting buffs for weapons nerfed months ago. In response, the QA lead revealed that the Plaz 39 is being looked at. I'm excited for this buff, and I can't wait to see what they do. Personally, I'd love to see them reduce the damage fall-off penalty by half, or even remove it entirely. Either way, it'll be interesting to see exactly what they buff on the Plaz 39 accelerator. He also mentioned that they're aware that it sucks and want to make it not suck. Anywho, what would you like to see improved on this weapon specifically? Okay, switching gears, the QA lead JoJo replied to a player that the anti-aliasing has received a fix in the next patch, and he even brought up the Plaz 39 accelerator again. In this message here, he wrote, "No patch today, and I'll tell you what. I will ask to see if we can share some of the points of development on this so we can show you that we're doing our best. Plaz 39 is on the list to get looked at. Anti-aliasing is fixed." If the anti-aliasing bug has been annoying you lately, good news. As you can tell, the next patch will resolve it. I've seen several comments about this issue, and I'm happy to share that the developers will address it in the upcoming update, which should drop soon. Another weapon they're looking at is the Eruptor. Yes, the Eruptor again. It's surprising how many times the Eruptor has been tweaked. It's almost ridiculous at this point. Nonetheless, the developers are reviewing this weapon. As JoJo wrote here, he cautions no promises, unlike his previous statement about the Plaz 39 buff. So it seems like the Eruptor might get a buff or a change, while the Plaz 39 is for sure getting a buff, given JoJo didn't say no promises in that response. I wonder if they do change the Eruptor again, will it be for the good or bad? I'm worried it will receive another unintentional change, considering it received so many adjustments in the past. The good thing is they're not nerfing it, and the QE lead confirmed that in this post right here. Now let's backtrack a bit. We talked about the anti-aliasing bug that will be resolved in the next patch, but what about the issues with throwing grenades? If you're not too sure what I'm talking about, there's a player here that explained that grenades when thrown will end up going towards the left side of the reticle. The QA lead said at the time that it got a fix, but then shortly after he had checked in with the team, he went on to say that there's bad news about it, and that it hasn't received a fix, but he'll look at it. Another bug that was talked about was the headless bug, where factions such as Terminates, Automatons, and even the Illuminate could roam around with no heads. That's received a fix, and they're going to have that patched in the next update as well, considering he wrote to this player that wanted to know if the headless bug will be patched. And JoJo, the QA lead, said yes, and that it should be fixed with the torso diver bug too. Not only that, but we also have word that the next update will fix bugs. It'll have performance updates and some really cool content, as he's wrote here. So there's a lot to look forward to with this next patch. And I know it's taken forever, and eventually we'll get there so we can actually see and experience this content together. And it's going to be fun. I think it truly will be. Continuing forward, we have a question from Bono, a fellow Helldiver of mine. Shout out to you. You ask the QA lead, what's the size of the update compared to OOT? Then in response, JoJo, the QA lead, said big enough. So this next patch is going to be either the same size, the same type of content, like that big, or it could possibly be bigger. A lot of good stuff here to know about, and I really am excited to see what they've done in this next patch, and I'm sure a lot of you are too. And most of this information should get you hyped up because they've fixed some bugs. They're talking about buffing weapons. They're talking about improvements. And speaking of performance, I forgot to include this one as well, but they're working on the Steam Deck improvements as well, like such as performance. And if you have a Steam Deck, then that's something you're certainly looking forward to. On a different note, there's another question here about crashes and all that, and QA lead said, our crash rate is actually pretty low compared to the past right now, especially on PS5, but more crash fixes will be in the next update. Yeah, so not only will there be performance fixes, bug fixes, there's going to be crash fixes, which essentially are bug fixes, but we're getting into the specifics here. Anyways, there's another response here, but this one is about passives. It's nothing confirmed, but the QA lead said he's going to push for a look at the state of all passives, but he cannot promise that at all. And I certainly hope they look into that stuff and buff some of these passives or change them entirely. But hey, we will find out soon enough as time goes on. I'm just happy that they're revealing the bug fixes and all of this stuff right now. I mean, it's great news. And if you missed my last video, we talked about the war bond date. I saw a comment where someone said that I didn't reveal the date, but I clearly showed it in the video with the screenshot and the sources. It's crazy. I think some people might be blind and can't read. It's crazy, guys. So yeah, that's pretty much all the news in today's video. If you have any questions about today, let me know down below. Let me know below. Let's talk about everything. And with that, let's go ahead and talk about the top 3 comments. The first top comment comes from Crazy Italian 889. This game costs $40 USD on release. Premium currency is free to find on every mission. We have received countless content updates. The devs are always working to fix the broken parts, and it's easy to sink hundreds of hours into this game. This is a huge value for any piece of media. Yeah, certainly, absolutely. And I think, you know, when you pay 40 bucks for a game, when most games are like 60 bucks, now 80 bucks, it's getting ridiculous. And I think it's just great that we have games such as Oblivion and even this game that is pretty low to buy. The second top comment comes from 2D Cowboy. I really want to see the torso divers bug fixed ASAP. The biggest issue is not knowing where teammates are because name tags fall off characters. And you're not wrong there, and that is resolved, as you can tell in this video. The third and final comment is right here. You wrote, Arrowhead, we are aware of the performance issues, we just don't know how to fix them, is what they were essentially saying. Maybe not, because like I said in this video, they've got a lot of performance fixes on the way, and it's going to be exciting to see what this next update reveals. So with everything being said, I would appreciate it so much if you tap the like button, and if you're not subscribed or have your notifications turned on, subscribe and do all of that. And with that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.